Hello fellow brawlers, I'm KairosTime, and it is time for a very special guest to come onto the channel, none other than Ash, man. How are you doing?
Hey Kairos, what's up, man? So stoked to be here.
We're going to talk about Gene today. Gene recently got nerfed, and some people are saying that he's a lot harder to play, I would say. But I want to hear from you, who has, after Gene's balance changes, actually pushed him to #1. So, starting off, we're at the very beginning of the season. It took you, like, what, 2 days to push Gene up to, like, 800 trophies or something like that?
Right. Like, I was actually a little bit surprised that I managed to push so quickly to, like, #1 and, like, above 800. And my win rate with him is, like, at least 95%.
Woo! That's good.
And I felt like
that's my win rate too,
are,
by the way. So let's talk about his balance right now. Do you think that he needs any balance changes right now at all? Is he right in the middle? Does he need a buff? Does he need a nerf?
I think currently, no. I think he's pretty balanced right now. In the competitive scene so far, from what I've seen from like PBL, Brawl Stars, and they open, a lot less people have been using him, which is a really good sign. You have a lot more diversity. More people are using other mids such as Bo. Penny, of course, is really good right now as a mid. So Gene actually has a lot of competition right now.
But he's still good, and we'll talk a little bit about that a little later on then. So let's go through all the modes and talk about which are the best modes to play Gene on. How good is Gene on Gem Grab?
So in Gem Grab, I'd say he's still one of the best mids in Gem Grab.
The fact that his super can just pull people through the walls is such a big game changer, you know?
It is, it is. I don't think I've lost a single Gem Grab game with Gene for like, I can't even remember when. Like
he's that good. Okay, cool.
Yeah, he's just that good. Just being able to pull their gem carrier. You don't even have to pull their gem carrier. You can pull one of the sides, take them out for your teammate, and then let your teammate flank up or do whatever he wants, because you got that 3v2 advantage. It's such a big advantage to have.
How about solo showdown?
Solo showdown, probably his worst mode. Don't advise using him. I did get pretty lucky yesterday getting first place with him because I was streaming trying to get like wins with every brawler, and I got very lucky. Yeah. Maybe you can show that gameplay.
Yeah, there we go.
Like, yeah. It was
okay, how
really
about
game.
For Duo Showdown? Does he improve very much at all to having a partner?
Duo Showdown,
like
he's actually a lot better in Duo Showdown than Solo Showdown, mainly because he has like the longest range with his burst damage, right? So because of that, you can like play it pretty passively, get your super, pull an enemy to your teammate. That's like the best way to use his super, is to pull someone when your teammate is next to you, so that they can help you, assist you in taking that enemy out. So he's in Duo Showdown, he's a very good option to use.
How about Heist? Would you ever play him in Heist?
Heist, no, I would never play a Gene in Heist, mainly because his range. He does have really good range, but obviously with that range, you're not going to deal much damage. Most of the time, you're going to deal
tickles the safe from a distance.
Yes,
he's
like
he's
going to
the
safe's
like,
the
that kind of feels good. Can you throw some more of that at me? Well, how about Brawl Ball then?
Brawl Ball, yes, he can work in many Brawl Ball maps. Center stage is a good map. Like the mid lanes on that map is great for him. Backyard Bowl is perfect for him because it's such an open map. So there's like no escaping his full range. So certain maps he can be great, but other maps such as like Triple Dribble, he's just awful, and you'd never want to use him there because so many walls. Sneaky Fields, he could, but there's just so many walls and like it's gonna.
You use him to check the bushes, not to like keep people from a distance.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I get that. What about Bounty? After his nerf, how does he do on Bounty now that his super range has decreased so much?
So before his nerf, I classified him as an S tier brawler in Bounty.
Absolutely.
But after his nerf on Bounty, you'd think he might drop to A tier, right? But in my opinion, I dropped him down to B tier. Now with that decreased super range, it's such a big disadvantage against the common brawlers in Bounty like Piper, Brock. They just have a massive range advantage against him now. Penny as well, Bo now as well, because Bo is really strong and he's one of the best bounty brawlers right now as well.
Especially because like Piper and Brock, they both have a range of about 10 tiles, and his super got decreased down to what? It's like eight tiles, somewhere around there now.
Yes, below 8 tiles.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, Don't blame him, Bounty, guys. He's not good. Okay, but Siege, you were saying that you played him a lot in Siege. Can you talk to me more about how to play Jean in Siege? Is it better than Gem Grab, or would you say that Siege is probably second best?
In Gem Grab, you want to be a lot more patient with your super, because having that super, just holding on to it, it puts you like, it gives your whole team a big advantage, and your enemies are gonna like, you know, be a lot more cautious when approaching you because they don't want to get pulled, right?
Yeah.
So that gives you a big advantage. Just being patient with your super, just getting that one key super, one pull is all you need to win a Gem Grab game. But in Siege, you can be a lot more aggressive with his super. So like when I'm playing Siege, I'm using his super like in the normal game, I'd use it like at least like I'd say 7 times.
Okay, so are you like mostly using it to
too.
pull people toward your side so that you can take them out, recharge your super, then also
like one of the best strategies that I love doing on Siege is pulling them towards my turret, your Siege turret, and it does so much, right? That turret. So like I can even pull like a bull and take him out with 2 shots plus the turret shooting at him 2 or 3 times. You can take out a bull. It's just a lot of fun.
Do you ever use his super on like the robot? Like an enemy robot is in your area. Do you pull it away so that your Ike turret will attack the other players?
You can pull the bot, and that's gonna deal like around, I'm not sure what the actual number is, probably like around 6k damage more to that robo from the turret. Probably more, I'm not sure.
Because the extra walking time. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, but then you also have to account like whether you want to pull that robo or whether you want to like eliminate a key threat. Say like a Barley that has super right behind that robo. That Barley would actually be doing a lot more damage to your turret. So it might be better to pull that Barley instead and just 3-shot him, right? Take him out, and then you can also get you can charge over 90% of your super, right? That way. And one more shot, you can get your super back and then pull the robo afterwards. And that would be a really great way, a really great defense, actually.
Let's say somebody just barely unlocked Jean. They're super excited. It's their first Mythic Brawler. What is the first tip that you would give to them as a new Jean player?
I would say try to get comfortable with his range, because his normal range is about, I think, like 5 tiles. And that burst damage, that long range, I don't know what to term it.
The second range where it spreads out, the spread damage or whatever.
That spreads out. That's like what, 11 tiles or so?
Yeah, totally.
So knowing when to use your normal attack, when to use that long attack. So for that long attack, you want to use it mainly to chip the enemy, prevent them from regenning. So if you see like, oh, someone's spike is like at 1100 hit points, right? Try to use your range that way, just to chip that spike a bit more, keep him low, prevent him from recovering back to full health. And that is such a great strategy, as well as also if like enemies are hiding in bushes on the sides, try to help out your teammates by supporting them. Jean is classified as a support brawler, and I do agree with that. He's like very good at supporting teammates, because he can, you know, chip damage, scout enemies in bushes. He's very good at that.
Is there ever a time when you would try to do that chip damage to like a fully health, like a full healed brawler, like that, you know, has 5k HP or more? We're not talking about Spike, like Spike, you know what I mean, but like a decently HP brawler. Would you ever chip at them when they're at full health, or would you wait until they're closer so you can do more damage?
So that depends on whether I'm trying to charge my super button, my super. So if I'm like pretty close to super, I'm going to try to chip as much as I can just to charge my super. And once I have my super, I'm going to reload back to full before pulling someone, or before even, you know, thinking about using it. Because if you're using your super, this is like so important, especially if you're a new player who just got Jean. Do not, and I'm like warning you, do not use his super when you've already wasted all your ammo.
Yes, that's so important for Jean. You're absolutely right.
Yes, you're not going to deal any damage. His super, when he pulls, he's not doing any damage. You need your ammo. That's where the damage lies.
What about our pro tip? What can you tell me to help me go from good to great with Jean?
Okay, so like there's a lot of great pro tips, because I feel like Jean is one of those brawlers that actually has high skill capacity, like high skill cap.
Yeah, absolutely.
And a lot of it comes down to your decision making with him, when to use his super, when not to, when to use it as a way to keep the enemies back. So one thing I love doing with Jean is flashing my super. So like when I have my super, I'm going to try to like flash it, right? Toggle it around, make the enemy think, oh yeah, I'm about to like pull you. And when someone sees that, when someone sees your Jean with that, super flash,
they'll run away faster than like they'll see a Shelly.
They're like,
super,
I don't want to get pulled. I'm gonna run back. So without me even doing anything right there, just by flashing it, I'm just pushing them back. Another thing I love doing is if the enemies are, if I can't 3-shot certain brawlers such as Penny, right? She has more than 4,200 hit points. Jesse, bunch of these brawlers, right? What I would do is I would try to pinch them once with my full range, right? At full range, most of the time you're going to deal around 460 damage, which is just enough to keep them below the 4,200 mark. And by keeping them below the 4,200 mark, I'm going to pull them as I'm reloading my third ammo, right? And as I reload them, I'm going to pull them, I'm going to get the 3 shots, take them out, and recharge back 95% of my super, right? So just with just one more shot, I can get my super back, and that
which is super easy with Jean because his range is so long. So
he's such a dangerous brawler in that regard. You can pretty much auto aim his super if an enemy is within 5 tiles, and you're almost never gonna miss. You're guaranteed to hit because of the thickness of his attack, right?
Yeah.
However, if they are like within, say, 7 tiles, 5 to 7 tiles, you wanna more than likely you would want to manually aim, right? Because otherwise there's a big chance you're gonna miss. However, there's a trick to using your auto aim at full range and not missing.
Oh, okay. I have to know this. Tell me.
Okay,
help me,
so basically,
help me, Master Jean.
What you have to do is you have to move your body towards the direction of the enemy. So if your enemy, for example, is moving to the right, if you also move to the right, as you auto aim your super, you are guaranteed to pull that brawler.
Okay.
Right?
I have to go try this, man. That's crazy.
However, if the enemy is moving to the left while you're moving to the right, as you auto aim your super at full range, you're gonna miss.
Okay.
So using your body, aiming with them, I call it aiming with your body. A lot of pros use it. I actually got this tip from
aim with your body, man.
I actually got this tip from like other pros like Bobby and OG and like those guys. They know how to really take advantage of that auto aim.
Okay. Aim with your body, guys. Aim with your body. It's important. That's actually really huge because his super is so powerful.
It's
and
thick,
like if you're wasting your supers because you're trying to manually aim when you could hit somebody with an auto aim, then you're missing on a lot of opportunities. So I appreciate you sharing that there. Okay, so that's you've shared a lot of tips on how to use his regular attack and how to actually use his super. We've talked about auto aiming and all of that. How about his star power, where he passively will heal somebody that's within a 4 2/3 tiles radius from him? Do you ever actively use that?
I'd say his star power isn't really that important, but it does help. It does help. So if I have like a teammate who's low and he's running back on defense, right? I'm gonna sometimes run towards him just to help him speed up his regeneration, right?
Yeah.
That way he can get back to full hit points and on time. So whenever I see a teammate that's close to me and he's pretty low, I'm gonna run to him, see if I can heal him. But at the same time, you have to also consider whether clumping up with your teammates is a right move, especially if you have there's a penny next to you, right? You're dealing with a penny. You definitely don't
clump with the penny.
Yeah, you
Penny
definitely
or
don't want
Jesse,
to get
don't
next
do
to
it.
teammate. or like a Terra with super, right? So you gotta, it's situational. It is helpful, but oftentimes you're not gonna do it.
Okay, so let's talk about Jean's counters. When you jump into a match and you see Brawler X, which brawlers do you want to stay away from?
Mainly tanks, except Frank. Frank is he's kind of easy to deal with because even if I'm pulling him, he's not gonna deal enough damage to take me out. He requires 3 swings, I believe, to take me out.
Yeah.
So if I have like a teammate next to me, I'll just pull the Frank, and because of Frank's attack delay, he's probably just gonna get one swing before he dies.
Okay.
But the thing
Like
is,
El
like
Primo and
other
Bull,
tanks like Primo, Bull,
Rosa.
Daryl, Rosa, never pulled those guys if they're at like full health. However, if they are at like very low health, I'll gladly pull them. Like if they're within, say, below 2,800, that's the hit point mark that I consider safe to pull a tank. If you can two-shot them quick, because you can hit those two shots very quick as you're pulling the enemy, right? So you're not giving them enough time to react or hit you with the direct hit, like a bolt direct hit on you, right?
Yeah.
So if you pull him, if he's below 2,800, you have enough time to two-shot him before he shoots you. There is that small stun effect when you're pulling an enemy.
Okay, so what about the brawlers that Gene does a natural job at countering? Like when you jump into a match and you're like, oh, there's my target. I'm focusing him. Right. Other teammates, he's mine. I'm gonna you could just I'm gonna take care of that guy.
So,
give me the glory on that guy.
Okay, so like any brawler that I can three-shot is always a brawler that I'm gonna look to pull whenever I can. Brawlers such as Barley, Spike, Crow, Dynamite, Rico, Piper, Colt even. So you have a lot of great options, but if I have my pull, right, it all depends too. Like I can pretty much pull anyone depending on the situation. So if I have like a teammate, say he's a Bull, right, and he's right next to me, I'm gonna pull anyone I can. If there's a Rosa, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna pull you because I have a Bull right now. I have my Bull teammate next to me.
Yeah.
You're gonna get destroyed regardless of who you are in that situation. Unless if you're like a Shelly with super, then I'm definitely not gonna pull you. Don't pull Shellys with
Eeny, meeny, miny, not Shelly. Okay, no, I really appreciate that, man. You got some really good tips for Gene. I think a lot of people, if they're like me, are finding it a little bit more enlightening on how to go play Gene. They're ready to go out there. They're ready to push their Gene to 500 and then never play him again until there's a reason to. And also, guys, absolutely make sure you go ahead and give Ash a follow over on YouTube. He's a really fantastic guy, really produces some great content with a lot of really fantastic tips. So you guys definitely want to follow him out. Are there any other shout-outs you'd like to give before we end this video, Ash?
Shout out to my club, Omen Ash.
There you go, right?
The requirement is 11K right now, so if you have that, join up.
Time to join, guys. Time to join. Awesome, man. Hey, well, thank you so much once again. I really do appreciate it.
No problem, bro. Thank you so much for having me. Had a blast.
Absolutely. Good stuff, man. Hey, guys, for now, this is Ash and KairosTime ticking by, and we will see you in Brawl Stars.